out Earth rotation with a satellite in above the common line.
Will, yeah. Lagrange point will basically keep a satellite angled towards the Earth in fixed position. Relative to
You
can read about it.
Shut up, you faggot.
Yeah, you don't have to do your fucking bong hits on mic every time and then cough.
You don't have to cry. It costs more energy to cry than it does.
Just post it, Edwin.
Just mute yourself.
It's already over, dude.
Look, here's the bottom line from my point of view. There are hundreds of reasons to think that the Earth cannot possibly be flat, and there are none to think that it cannot possibly be a ball going through space.
Water.
That's pretty fair.
Lewis,
Nothing about water contradicts the Earth being a ball.
Lewis, you've never been very good at this.
That was actually fair. That was actually pretty fair.
Merle, that was devastating, Merle. Come on.
Yeah, the problem too, though, is you have that this lava-filled, water-covered space ball actually presents as flat on the local level. So if you to say it can't be flat, it destroys the model in itself, right there.
What do you mean you are beyond stupid.
I'm confused. We never claimed the Earth is lava covered.
Fifth ad hominem attack.
Water covered.
Merle,
there's nothing to fear. I is here. I have a request, and the request is everybody please type #mute Merle. That'll be awesome. Thank you very much. #mute Merle.
I just want to say something about your ad hominem comments, Merle. They're not arguments. People aren't saying you're wrong because you're a moron or your argument's wrong because you're stupid. They're saying you're stupid because your argument's stupid.
Lewis.
That was a phenomenal comment.
It was. When have you ever had an argument?
You don't have arguments.
Man.
It's kind of like
Lewis,
your
Lewis, the first time we met.
Where do you even
be quiet, guys? I've been waiting to have this out with him for years. The first time we met, you came over to Jamie Brown's with Chris, Dawn Treader, Paul Voigt, and Lottie. Right? Remember that?
Yeah. No, I don't remember that, Merle.
Right. Well, all you did was say that we don't care that you think the Earth's flat. That's what you said to me.
We don't care.
And you didn't have anything to refute flat Earth. You just asserted that you were more intelligent than me.
Well, I may have done that, and it's true.
See, isn't there
and if you're not,
that you did do that.
See what I mean?
Yeah, the problem too is
I don't remember doing any of that, but it sounds in character to me.
The problem too is that the burning of history books to pretend that flat Earth wasn't the prevailing idea for the vast majority of human history.
It doesn't matter if it was the prevailing idea, and I don't think people burned history books over that. I mean, maybe
you want to deal.
It's possible,
I think they did.
It's possible they did, but it doesn't matter if
I do believe in that instance.
Things that are wrong were the prevailing idea.
Yeah, but to say that somehow
I believe your words in that instance where you're either retarded or you're lying. I think that's what you said.
Well, there was a time when they were
was a
burning
very
history
common
books
phrase.
just for heat.
You're either retarded or lying. Yeah.
Nowadays, though, there is
For
evidence. There's great evidence.
Wait, what's
Yeah, but
God?
without being able to understand the process, the scientific process, to then go back and try to say flat Earth never had an argument or any evidence to it, that would almost seem like
the evidence was different back then. Nowadays, there's so much evidence against it, so much evidence for the globe. We're talking about the modern assessment.
Yeah, it's not the same evidence and then present it, and then change their mind.
And for the record, it really, you'd be surprised at how long ago we knew that it was a globe and how many thousands or millions of people believed it was a globe all through the last 2,000 years.
Yeah, that would go the Greek idea, the Bronze Age goat herders who had a religious. That was a religious claim. That was Atlas holding up.
It was not a religious claim. It was based on direct observation of sails coming home from war.
No, here I got you. It's right here. It was a religious claim.
No, it was based on the direct observation of sails as they came up over the horizon when the ships would come home from war.
by people
That was
who
the first
happen to be
inclination they had
religious.
that this was maybe curved.
Citation,
No.
Beach. Citation, please.
Yeah, it's I'll show you. The character is called Atlas, by the way. Like Zeus kicked his ass in some sort of Mortal Kombat battle, and then punished him to hold the ball over his head.
He was a Titan, so he defeated all the Titans.
That has nothing to do with this, Crit. There's a bunch of God stories, but the way they knew that it was a globe was because they had direct observation of the sails.
To fit the narrative.
Tablets.
No,
Yeah, to
By
fit.
people who so happen to have been religious.
It was a globe.
Yeah, to fit the narrative of the state-sponsored religion.
No,
Those guys-
they saw the observation. They knew it was
Is
a
that
globe.
what the Phoenicians did?
If they affected the religion at that point, I don't know, but that's how they knew it was a globe, by seeing results of the globe.
There's reason and observation and stuff like that.
And it's based. It comes from Aristotle.
Brenda,
And then they actually came up with methods to test it and to measure it.
Brenda, there's one thing I respect about you. Can you speak about the Lagrange points, Brenda?
Here's a Greek model right here.
Are those? What about Lagrange points?
Well, Scott Veitch has invoked them when Spurs Chemo said that we wanted to film the Earth with a satellite beyond the Kármán line to see if it was spinning or not, and M. Scott Veitch invoked Lagrange points. Do you think it's strange that he's done this?
No. Why would that be strange? I don't get it.
Okay.
He's trying to. He did this whole thing where he said, "Hey guys, it's huddle. We got him," and then he put this psychological thing on Scott.
He hasn't made an argument, but he thinks that it's, I don't know. He thinks he has an argument, or he's going to come up with one eventually.
No offense, Merle. There's perspective everybody else has at this exchange, because you seem like Scott. You say Scott's is squirming, but he's not squirming. He
should.
Belittlement.
He should be because the other day I let him off. He posted a video and it had a cut in it, and I let it go because it's not worth it. I'm not gonna let this one go.
Please don't let it go, Merle. Anytime you have an argument, make it. I'm all ears.
So you got a Wikipedia link and an animated GIF. What else you got? And some mathematical equation.
The picture's taken from the Epic satellite. So that's the main
shit.
That's the main point of it. So it's
What's
not just the
that?
description of the Lagrange points, but the evidence is the actual images that are taken from there.
Did you see the equations I sent you?
What do the equations prove?
That's tragic.
They show you how to calculate, how to figure out where the launch point is.
They don't prove anything though.
That's where the images come in.
But
Neither does an animated GIF or a Wikipedia link.
Neither does saying
The
water.
animated
is
GIFs
flat.
is to help you understand the concept. It's
Me understand the concept. The concept that you don't. The concept that you don't understand yourself and you have no substances to back up your claim.
What do you mean I don't understand? I told you how it works. I've sent you now 2 things that further explain it. You have some animated GIFs to help you understand.
If you were in the Spanish Inquisition, your head would be on the chopping block, not mine.
Except for this problem, Merle, you still haven't made an argument. All you're doing is rhetoric still. I'm waiting for
Yeah,
this
but if
argument.
your aunt would have had balls, should have been your uncle.
But you provided equations,
yes,
language, a Wikipedia link, and an animated GIF.
Yes. So what do you have?
So what do you have?
I just told you. I told you how they work. I showed
So you don't have anything, do you? You don't have anything, do you?
Well, you just named off 4 things that he has.
That's plenty to give you the idea of a Lagrange.
What are the 4 things?
This is just pure dishonesty, man.
If it was the Spanish Inquisition, what are the 4 things that he has?
The Merle, I mean, not Merle. I mean, V. Try to
what Merle's saying, though. If you think about what Merle's saying, though, it seems like pretty fair. Like all he's saying is you really don't have anything real to show him. You just have.
No, he's saying I have 4 things.
Real.
He has 4 things. Merle has 0.
He's asserting that it's real.
But I mean, CGI is real. CGI is real. It's in reality. But
So tell me why you don't think it is.
Because you're asserting that it's real. You can't back
That's
up
all
your
you
claim.
got? Just denial, huh? Well, let me ask you a question. After I've shown you the equations, I've shown you the text that it exists, I've shown you an animated GIF explaining it, I've told you how it works. What else can you possibly imagine that you'll get? You
The
want to fly there?
Practical,
We can't do that.
practical demonstration.
We can't go fly to the Lagrange point. It's a million miles away. It can't be done. So what else can we do?
So Scott,
Did you hear? Did you wait? Grim.
I'm done. That's not me.
So Merle, what else can we do?
He just said, "It's a million miles away. We can't do it."
We can't go
That's
there.
what
So
finally. That's what I was gonna say. So you finally admit that it just can't
Grim,
really
hold
be
on,
done.
please. Just hold on, Grim. So Merle,
All
what
right,
else
man.
can we do? What can we do to satisfy you?
You can admit that you don't have anything in regard to Lagrange.
Admit.
All this stuff about
He just said you can admit.
So do you have nothing else to say?
I'm from
Russia. I mean, it's like saying we have nothing on Mercury and nothing on Mars and nothing on any of these things. You know how you know there's a Lagrange point there? Because we have a satellite there taking pictures from it.
Are you guys here? Am I here alone? I'm
really.
sort of. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone right
Like,
now.
even though
Skull
I
crushing
believe-
time.
Even though
No,
I actually
I
believe
got
I
in
think
it,
you just don't have an argument, so no one knows how to help you.
Merle, I actually believe what Scott's saying and everything. I mean, even though I do, right?
Yeah.
The argument, I can at least be honest and say, I really can't tell you
Yeah,
if it's
I
real.
appreciate
Like, I
that,
really
Jay.
can't.
I appreciate that.
Anybody gather some rocks given to Merle? He's ready to
What about
crush some skulls.
Yeah, what about the pictures and the gifts that have been taken from there, Merle, that are exactly the direct evidence of, things that are in the position that Scott's describing?
We've had a solid hour of heliocentric confusion. I'm just sitting here enjoying
Why not
it.
answer the question, Merle?
It's not confusion though, Merle. You are not understanding.
This went back to $1 million discussion. $1 million was on the table from a dude in
So
Turkey.
you're not going to answer Kosha's question. Got it.
No, we're going full circle, where it started.
Sounds like you're circle jerking.
And what's
By
what's
yourself.
happened.
No, we're gonna circle back.
I'm afraid, Merle. I'm afraid the problem of all
We're just gonna have to circle back on that one.
Everyone's gone quiet because they're in shock at your intellectual
deflecting.
It's just not true, Merle.
It's almost like say if you had a big penis, right, and you could
I'm there. I'm listening.
Yeah, we don't have to say. We're already there.
But say if you had a big penis.
A lot of people is quiet. Oh wait, it's Merle over talking everybody. Therefore, so there's nobody talking. Oh, I understand.
Merle, you are over talking like crazy.
And deflecting and not answering questions.
Hey,
and
try
dishonest.
answering the question, Merle, because it was a question. It was an answer to the question you asked.
Oh, okay.
You said you were
more Twilight Zone, okay, Kosho. Take us deeper into the Twilight Zone.
It's not deeper. It's a whole. It was the first.
We control the vertical.
So it was the whole subject of the entire conversation, because Scott's describing how things can be there in this place called Lagrange Point, and how
can they be?
We control the horizontal.
Are they good?
And the kind of type of footage it could take. And I'm providing for you the actual footage from that position, showing you that not only is the thing that Scott's describing realistic to put something there, but we've already put things there, and they've already taken the images that this guy's asking for.
Is there a video of it, Kosha?
Yeah, there's video.
You collect
So you guys
reward.
can go simple.
We already posted it.
There should be
A million pepperonis waiting for you.
We posted it.
Yeah, you
that
can post
that
it
guy
here.
does not have $1 million.
Yeah, you gotta put it in escrow. If you put it in escrow, I'll go talk to him.
Email him, Scott. Tell him you have proof.
Now, you get him to put it in escrow. I'm not gonna waste any time on him. The second it's in escrow, I'll go do it.
How long does it take you to write a play? Long. They pay you, right? This
Scott,
is one
how about
email
I hold it
could get
for
you
him?
$1 million, bro.
I don't believe he has it. Put it in escrow. I'll believe it.
Exactly.
Usually people who
Wait,
have
are we talking about
$1
Flight with Millionaire?
aren't going to be betting and playing around like that. But if they
Yeah,
have
the second it
$1
goes in
billion,
escrow, I'll take it seriously.
they'll
Till then, it's
definitely
just
play
no
around
business.
like that.
Put it in
Yeah,
escrow.
Is that your video, Kosho?
If he was serious, it would be an escrow for sure.
That's another one though. That is one from theirs.
Remember, that's what the Amazing Randy did, right? They had all that money in the escrow.
Right. That's right. That's how you know they're serious.
And then there were standards of evidence.
That's like letting your bookie hold the money, right?
Yeah.
I like how he's holding a couple $1,000 and he's like, I got $1 million, man.
Well, he's got the gold there. Yeah, he said it's only $250K. I don't know why he keeps saying
it's not real money, dude. It's probably rat money.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, he's probably.
Okay, forget the $1 million. Let's see some of these videos from the Lagrange point.
Yeah, just watch. Just look up the Epic Discover on Google, and you'll see lots of pictures from Lagrange.
Not pictures. I want to see live video. Surely they can do that.
Why would you think they?
I'll tell you right now if this money's real.
If you saw the live video, you would just deny it anyway, SE. What's the
So
point
let
of
me
showing
get
you
this
live
straight.
video?
We have satellites, many of them, like you said. They're at the Lagrange point, this mythical place.
Real.
But we have no live video. Nobody said, maybe this could be, maybe we can make some money, do some advertising, show the Earth, spin in real time. Nobody came up with that idea.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
This is why you're not in business, I guess.
Exactly what they do. SE. This is exactly what.
This is why I'm not in business. Do you realize
Yeah, exactly.
how much money that would generate?
Let's put a camera on there so we can sell pictures
How
of the
much
Earth
do you
that
think
everybody's already seen.
McDonald's?
Oh,
How
Guys,
much do you think McDonald's would pay for a spinning world burger, a Mac World Burger live? How much you think?
We
already know about advertising.
nothing. We already have video and pictures from space.
A kilo.
Yeah, they already have
like,
something that takes a picture every 10 minutes. It's called Himawari 8.
Yeah, but that one.
Show us live video
And you can,
from this mythical.
you can download.
What is a
You can
spinning Mac
download
World
every
Burger?
single picture if you want. You can put them all together and make a video.
It would be spinning though, would it? Is that supposed to be
about
zero?
$200,000 there at least.
But
So
you'd
they
be able
can
to sell
put
those pictures for Big Macs.
This was 8-Ball, the guy who got tricked by the CGI landing on Mars. So let's see where he's going with this.
What
So
is
you don't
this
realize the commercial
giant
aspect
space
of
Big
what I
Mac?
said.
What the hell idea is this?
You don't realize the commercial aspect of having a 24-hour live feed in your mythical Lagrange
you
point?
understand
Do I have to spell that out for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be an
What I do?
advantage.
Let's hear it.
I want to hear it.
That's sort of the dumbest.
All right,
ideas I've
supply
ever
and
heard,
demand.
man.
Let's hear
Well,
who needs
pay
these
for it.
pictures.
You don't
dumb.
think a
They're gonna
company would pay to have their advertisement, like let's say live fed?
No.
You don't think that you don't
Yeah,
think a
I
company
would.
would pay to
I
have
think
like
they
the
would.
the
And you
hold
think
on,
people are gonna want to watch
the
a fucking
McDonald's logo on the
picture of
moon,
the
for
Earth?
example?
Yes, I
You
do.
don't
I
think
think
there's
they
a
would.
commercial viability in that?
No.
Do you think
course
them
there is.
having that would make any difference to you?
Whoever's
you
saying
would-
no
you would
is
just deny
fucking
it anyway.
ridiculous. You know
No,
it.
we're talking about commercial viability in space, and I'm trying to educate you guys. You don't
No,
think
you
a
said
big
from the
M-
Lagrange point,
picture
and
the
now you're moving
arches
the
on the
goalpost to
moon,
having
dude.
your
Picture
image
that.
on the moon or
You don't
something.
No,
think
he's saying
McDonald's
he's saying
would pay
put
for that?
ads in the video just across the screen while the video's playing.
So new black money. How would you establish the Lagrange point, like the exact location of it from Earth?
It's a
How would I
parent
establish
location.
it? It's already established.
How would you establish it?
I don't have to. Redoing the work would just be reestablishing the same point.
So how would you begin?
Maybe you
I'm
try
not a
to.
physicist, so I don't know.
Can you just write like an algebraic equation that has both? Of
Yeah,
the,
you can just find the point between the
where
the
they're
two bodies and
but their orbital velocity
Right.
is the same, right?
You could find the point between.
I'm more interested in Essie's business acumen of how many people are going to pay a bunch of money to have their logos on video.
Who's diverting? Who's diverting and
It
deflecting?
doesn't.
now?
Hold on, I'll answer him. It
I don't
doesn't
have to
commercial.
answer your dumb fuck question,
Just
Merle,
for the just for
because
the
you didn't take your
scientific
meds today and you
aspect
just
of it.
ramble
Come
on
on.
and on. So I don't have to answer
Come
your
on.
question.
Why are you being so fucked up, dude?
New black money.
I can tell
Merle
you
needs,
the answer if you
Merle
want.
needs to remove all of his clothes and go
Scott,
into the parking lot and have
Scott,
another meltdown.
Scott, you're not
Ah.
gonna put a fucking cap on that dumb shit, right?
So
quick?
you hide on
Come on,
Discord.
Graham, get higher, bro.
You hide
Hey
on
Merle, I can give
Discord.
you the answer if you really want it, but the answer is straightforward.
You're a
If
lousy
you think
fuck.
it's a gotcha, it's not a gotcha.
What's that? What's that, Scott?
I'm saying if you really want the answer to that, I can give it to you, but it's not a gotcha. If you think that's a gotcha, you're wrong.
Okay, so how would you establish that you can go 1,000,000 miles?
You use the gravity equations to figure out how much the gravity of Earth is at a certain distance and how much the gravity of the sun is. You then look at the orbit speed of the Earth.
Can you slow down a little bit? You're going too fast.
I'll tell you what, I'll write it out for you, okay?
Slower.
I was saying something similar to that, but
You just made it creepy, Merle. I mean, seriously, it was all straight. It was all cool, and you're like, slower.
Similar to Scott, but I was
He seems like he just wanted to get it out as quick as possible. You know, like batting one out, like get it out, get it out. Fuck.
I was assuming
So explain to us why no
the
live
orbital
feed.
speeds match.
Come on, Kosho, explain. to us.
I'm trying to say something to Scott, you guys. Like, you guys can talk about how sexy Merle's voice is, or whatever SE is saying. Just wait a second.
Oh, you clearly weren't
I'm
listening.
saying to Scott. I was saying something similar to Scott. Like, you do like an algebraic equation where you can just try to match their orbital velocities, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that would give you the value. Like the orbital velocity around the Earth and the orbital velocity around the Sun, and find the two orbits. Find the orbits that would give you the same.
Yeah, but he
same
didn't
orbital
say what orbit. He said he would do little circles, if I'm not mistaken.
It does do little circles because the orbits are elliptical, so it changes exactly where the Lagrange point is over time. So it does a little like it goes around the sun, and as it goes around the sun, it does a little extra mini loop around a little spot.
Oh, so it orbits and does little mini loops extra. Wow,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
heavy
That's
stuff.
pretty typical for an orbit. That's like a very common thing.
It's, you know, Montreal, I get that this is just in the bucket of shit you reject, all right? But why, if it's all a big lie, would they make this extra complicating factor up? Why would they do that?
You tell me. It's your fantasy. It's not mine. You tell me why they would make it
You
up.
guys are absolutely incapable of critically analyzing your own position.
That's true.
Dude, we're telling you this. This is your position. My position is this. Why, since we have all these satellites there, don't we have a live feed? Why?
That wasn't the point.
Because
of the
that
satellite.
wasn't the purpose. Yeah, exactly. That wasn't the purpose of it.
Well, make it the purpose.
Why don't you
Make it
petition
the
the Canadian Space Agency to do that then?
You just
They're
gonna
not going to do it to appease dumb
Just
fuck
to-
flat earthers. That's for sure.
Are you just gonna bring up
Or
NASA,
really
like,
bad business.
Why
because they're
wouldn't
gonna
they
sell
have had that
advertisement on
though?
it.
Are you just gonna ring up NASA and demand that they stick a camera on one of their satellites or something?
Well, they did it in the 90s, though, didn't they? Direct TV on stream going for fucking years.
The Epic basically satisfies the same thing. It's just not doing it.
So you can all hand on heart swear that humans can even put a satellite 1,000,000 miles in the sky.
You know what, Merle? We've got one what's about to leave the solar system. We've got a fucking probe deep out there.
We got
Two,
two.
even.
Yeah.
A probe near Uranus.
Hey, whoa.
That's the
I
problem.
mean,
Uranus.
isn't there a saying that
problem area?
fantastic claims require fantastic fucking
Evidence,
stuff?
yeah, and we've got that evidence.
But it's not fantastic,
And
is
it's
it?
fantastic. No, it is, though. Some of the evidence
So
for fucking
fantastic
Voyager was
that you guys just
fantastic.
go, nuh-uh.
I don't think I go, I'm just wondering how we've
Yeah, you
established that we can even go 1,000,000 miles in the first place.
That's literally
Okay,
all
man.
you got is nuh-uh.
Was it fantastic? No.
I mean, 1,000,000
Turns
miles
out they-
that's
They would've
pretty
got
epic.
fantastic evidence with a linear
big
probe.
numbers,
So they got
scare
some
we.
okay
It's
evidence
pretty
for
epic to me,
magnometer.
like
Big
even being
numbers
able
are
to travel that
scary.
far.
A
Hey,
million miles. That's like
alright,
$1 million that a
I'm
flat Earth guy
I'm
has
just gonna
for us.
flush this guy's head down the toilet. Who are you, mate?
$1 a mile.
Who are you,
That's
mate?
that, yeah, he's paying $1 a mile.
Hey guys,
Who's
Lewis,
this
a question
dude?
real quick. Hey,
Who's
Lewis,
this new black money dude?
it's not a new guy. Lewis.
Oh, he's a troll. He's a heavy
in-
duty troll. Useless.
In Kerbal,
Yeah.
in Kerbal Space Program or whatever it's called, can you do like a fucking Lagrange point orbit or something like that?
I don't think so. I don't think the game's physics engine has that. It'd be pretty neat if it did, but I don't think you can.
Yeah,
I just want to bring everyone's attention to the Thunderbust project.
Dude, do you guys see this brawl in the Bed Bath & Beyond in Arizona that happened over the weekend?
Full headshots.
It was arguing over, I guess, line cutting, and then the employees got involved, and like all the employees dogpiled, like everyone's trying to come in, like, yo, let me get in, let me get my hits in.
What
Yo, let me get in.
Where was it?
Post the video.
In Arizona. Here, let me find it.
Jeez.
Sale or something?
Motherfuckers need those essential oils, you know what I'm saying? I'm back to fuck up. What do you get at Bed Bath & Beyond? Some wicker furniture and shit? I'm trying to get my wicker on, bitch.
Was Arizona fucked up by that winter storm like Texas was?
What was Bed Bath & Beyond? Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of it was, yeah.
Okay, because I know there's still
yeah. It was that northern magnetic anomaly depression right over the planet right there.
There was a lot of there's still a lot of stores that are, a lot of shit that's missing from a lot of stores still. So I wonder if there was a set of shortage of certain shit.
Oh yeah, fast forward to like I guess 128 or something where it shows the start.
Those are like employees. Oh fuck.
Yeah, Bath and Body Works. Bed Bath & Beyond. It's still weird though. Both those stores are weird.
Oh yeah.
Well, one does like furniture, like weird hippie furniture and stuff. The other one is like bath and beauty products.
I like how the camera guy, he's like not trying to help at all. He's just there going like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
What are you gonna do? You gotta let these bitches handle it, dog. You can't even do anything.
Of course, dude. I wouldn't get involved. I'd be yelling World Star from the side.
Yeah.
Crit or Dallas David, could I ask, do you guys think that there is 1 million miles straight up above our heads from Earth? Do you think the space up there is anywhere near that big?
Well, why would it be? Why would it be smaller?
I'm just trying to get a gauge on what people actually think.
Well, why would you think that the vastness of our reality would be like we would be in a cage, right? Why would you think that we're like in a snow globe?
I don't.
Huh? Doesn't it make a lot more sense, Merle, if there's just unimaginable amounts of distance and space above us, and not like, oh, we just go this far and then we just hit this impenetrable barrier like Wakanda.
The guy who's narrating this video is funny as fuck.
I think 1 million miles is too far, Merle.
Yeah, sure. I wouldn't walk it.
It's something around 3,000 maybe, something like that. 3,000 miles, not 3. Yeah.
The Epic is 4 times further than the moon.
Wait, so what are you saying? You're saying 3,000 miles?
Yeah, it's probably something around there. Maybe I'm not really sure. It could be more, could be less. But there's definitely a limit.
Oh, the dome. I see. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Why would we be caged in like that? That would mean we're prisoners, right?
Really, in a real sense, that people aren't going to go much higher than 5 miles on a commercial airline.
Hey, Chris, can I show you something that you might be able to appreciate? Hold on.
Yeah, certainly.
Yes, because you're thinking, man. Hold on.
Well, private jets routinely fly up to about 8 miles, so.
I mean, you got to admit, Jake, 1 million miles is a big claim.
There's truckers that drive that far. Like Dallas David has said he's driven 1 million miles in his career.
There's Volvos I've seen.
Dude, there's lots of truckers that have driven more than 1 million miles. It's not that far if a human being can drive that in a slow freaking vehicle. It's not some unimaginable distance.
Dallas David hasn't driven 1 million miles.
Dude, lots of truckers have driven 1 million miles. I mean, 1 million miles is probably what an airliner covers over a year of service.
I put 200,000 miles on my car in the past 5 years.
I have many truckers that have put 1 million miles on my trucks every year.
And that's just local. I mean, not every year. Over the life of their truck, 1 million miles is nothing on a diesel engine.
Hey, Chris, there's the picture I was talking about. It's self-explanatory, I think.
Yeah, I got you. This is like a model, right? A conceptual idea.
Yeah, based on the heights, and I think the dome is
4,000 then, right?
Yeah, it's somewhere a little bit higher, a little bit more than 4,000, maybe 5,000 at the tallest. I don't know.
This is why there needs to be some feedback. Like people need to be brave to speak up about it.
What?
I kind of did something with this with
There was roboted David.
Yeah, I'm on the road, man. Sorry about that.
Shall we play a game?
Here's kind of the version I did with it when talking about the satellite TV. This is kind of like why I was getting the idea of 3,000. Like maybe the limit is roughly equal to the supposed radius value.
Yeah, look at the sun, for example, above the equator. So this would be on the equinox, I guess. You can see that from that sun's position, there's nowhere. And that, by the way, that's the atmosphere. Like I made a little layer for the atmosphere. That's the actual scaled size of the atmosphere.
Oh, the brown part or gray?
It's like gray.
Oh, gray. Okay.
No, the brown
would be
part
Earth.
is nothing. Yeah, the brown part is just whatever. But the gray part is the atmosphere. And
okay.
And you can see the sun is never going to be, in any position on Earth, is never going to be low enough, at an angle for it to be, not seen from any position.
So see, I did the same type of thing, but I used a satellite, something that could be part of the experiment, because the sun and the moon really can't be experimented on. They can't be like validated. So the one I posted shows that
I could bounce shit off it.
This would be a TV satellite. And I use the data from 2 different areas, Denmark and then a city in Germany, Munich.
What's wrong with you? Say I can't experiment? Why can't I bounce shit off it? I mean, I do.
And then using the angles that people have to put their satellite TV to point.
That's one thing you can do.
Proof.
Yeah, the satellite TV pointing makes no sense on a flat Earth because they're all pointing different directions.
Yeah, I just showed you here how that works.
Aristarchus was a really.
How does it work?
You see how the first one shows a globe view side, right? How they're pointing there. And then the flat Earth, I show the top view to give you an idea, and then a side view, just like how Kosho did with his.
The only problem, though, is that they would all be pointing different directions if we were to actually map out those angles on the surface. On your flat Earth thing, they would be the green and the blue, and then we can add a purple and a bunch of other colors for all the different dishes. They would all be pointing at a different spot on the flat Earth.
No, okay. This is Denmark and Munich. Or what are you trying to add in here?
Well, pick a height for the satellite in your analysis. That you're
Yeah,
trying to do.
roughly.
Your balloon, your satelloon. Let's pick a height for the satelloon, and then we'll look at what the actual angle would be and the distance between those 2 points on the surface of the flat Earth.
Yeah, so
1,000 miles.
Using the diameter, right, of Earth as a sort of position there for was it like 8,000-ish, I think? The 3959 times 2. So then you get this idea where they're pointing this one direction. Then that satellite moves, not the Earth. And a new satellite, or satelloon, or whatever you want to call them, takes its place. That's why there's like 17 of them up there. They actually tell, if you ever had satellite TV, it tells you what satellite you're currently aimed at. And it changes throughout the day.
No, you're thinking of GPS, bro. If you're thinking about satellite TV, at the most you might have a dish that has multiple receivers in it, and the dish has a wider shape, so that it can pick up a couple of satellites that are in the same general direction. But they're locked into, like, I think at most two geostationary satellites. Because the service will park those satellites pretty close to one another so they can be picked up with one dish.
No, but I think it's only one per dish, and like one of the satellite dish companies I read only had 17 satellites over America, so it's not that many.
And they're moving, not the Earth.
No, the satellites don't move relative to the Earth's surface.
Yeah, that's why they're all pointing south. And then in the southern hemisphere, they're all pointing north.
Yeah, the satellites are right over the equator.
They're all over the equator. So depending on where the satellite is, like they commonly will put American-based satellites towards Texas in terms of its longitude. And so on the west coast, the satellite dishes will be pointing southeast, and then on the east coast, they'll be pointing southwest because they're all pointing towards the middle of the country, south.
Yeah, that's why I showed here. See how it's lined up? See that
no, we can do the math on it, but it's the same reason why the math for Polaris doesn't work on a flat Earth. It's the same reason why those angles do not work. They start pointing in different directions in the sky on a flat plane when you do the geometry of the angles on a flat plane.
There's no angle measurements on yours, Crit.
Yeah. All you'd have to do is pick two spots on the Earth, find out what angle they're at to hit their satellite, and then try and make that work on a flat map. And you're not going to be able to.
Yeah, right there, right below. I did a globe and then flat.
You didn't. You just drew arbitrary lines without.
No,
there's no measurements. There's no angles.
One of them from Denmark is like 28 degrees, and the other one's like 23.
The easiest way to do it, so that we're not dealing. Let's just pick ones. We can look up the satellite and we'll pick ones that are all on the same longitude, and we'll look at what the angle is. What's the right elevation angle for the satellite dish on all the same longitude, and let's try to pick ones that are roughly where they're looking straight south, right? Which means that they're on the same meridian as the actual satellite.
Yeah, Denmark and Munich.
Hold on, I'll bring up an example here. Let me find it.
Isn't Denmark like way east of Munich?
No, when I did that, I thought it was like almost directly south. Yeah.
Here we go. Echo Star 17, 107.1 west longitude. All right, so let's do some angle finders for that.
Have you watched the movie yet, Jake?
No, I haven't.
Such a loser. Oh, never mind. Munich is south of Denmark.
The more locations you pick to try and make this fit, the more you'll see that it doesn't.
Yeah, but right here from the very beginning, all I need is to debunk the idea not possible on a flat Earth. As soon as I do that, that's all I need for this experiment.
It's not possible. You can't have multiple locations in your example.
I showed you how it's possible.
No,
you're not showing any angles.
You have nothing but an MS Paint, and then you're trying to claim victory. It's quite sad.
Not even understanding this is all I need. If you can't even figure this out, that kind of tells me why the globe model is so hard for you guys to grasp.
You negated everything.
Crit.
Especially because they get it. Because if I finally say, guess what, this was presented to me by a satellite dish installer as proof of the globe, and this whole time you've been sitting there negating it. That's another funny part. Right? I wasn't going to drop it yet, but
you haven't connected these Denmark and Munich to any map. You haven't connected that. You haven't shown a theoretical spot that it could be. You literally drew arbitrary circles and lines and labeled them with no correlation to the real world.
Okay, now look at what Kosho posted. Go ahead, page up at 29 minutes after the hour. Look what Kosho posted there. You see that? Let me know when you got it.
Okay.
Okay. See what he did? You get the same. You get the same criticism there, or are you just going to be a hypocrite?
Yes,
No,
I have
actually-
the exact same criticism there.
Okay, so now we're talking about. Now this is what we're talking about. These two things. Okay.
No. Wait, let me finish my thoughts here. He's not talking about a satellite. He's talking about the sun and moon, and what he's showing still shows that it doesn't work on a flat Earth.
So in your own model,
this concept still 100% applies with the sun and moon.
if your own model, the moon is actually a satellite. So right there, you don't know what you're talking about.
You can't follow a conversation.
No, Lewis, you have to be pedantic and you have to say artificial satellite versus, the moon being a satellite to satisfy.
No, it's actually a satellite if you look it up.
Crit. The sun and the moon would both be satellites on the flat Earth if it were flat. So they both be overhead, just rotating for whatever reason.
Yeah, but also in the globe model, the moon is called a satellite.
Coach O, please explain to him the purpose of the picture you shared.
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought I said it to you, Crit, but the purpose was to put these in the position and show you where the sunlight would be reaching you anywhere on the Earth, and you can see that if they were at these heights, there'd be nowhere on Earth that you couldn't see either of those objects at all times.
Now, the problem becomes more apparent when you use more than 2 points, because 2 points will give you a triangle, and you will just get a wrong altitude for whatever satellite you're pointing at. When you use 3, you get multiple altitudes for the same satellite, and that's not gonna work.
Hey, Crit, what were the 2 angles that you got for those 2 cities, or for the 2 places you did?
I can't remember exactly what it was, but they're like 5 degrees off. It was like
5 degrees?
something like that. Yeah, it was like 28 and 23 or something like that.
Could it have been more like 6 or 7?
Maybe I don't. I used to have it all written down, but when I got a new computer, a lot of my flat Earth stuff I didn't transfer over to the new computer. That was just in a DM. I had to dig that image out from someone I had sent it to in the past.
Which is because if those angles are correct, depending on where you were in Denmark, that just matches the globe more than anything.
That's what the top one is showing. That this is the side view. That between the Denmark and the Munich, these are the triangles that match. And then the problem too is like when you have to draw this line through the Earth instead of following the curve of the Earth. That was another problem. Well, if you do it on the flat Earth, they actually make triangles, actual triangles, not weird shaped triangles.
Yeah, of course. I think Sort said it just a second ago, but yeah, you need 3. Like, because with these 2 positions, it matches the globe perfectly. But you could say it was also the perfect positions to match what just happens to be from flat Earth.
Yeah. So sorry.
No, but if you had a third one, then yeah, you could distinguish it.
Yeah, but then also when the satellites move in the air and they pick them up over time, like as the day goes on.
No, not these satellites, not geostationary satellites. They stay over the same place on the equator.
Why do you not understand this after it's been explained 1,000 times?
Yeah, I'm saying that I've been. This is the idea to somehow they move, they don't move, they're moving, they're not moving. It's all moving, none of it's moving. That's for me. It's not convincing. Okay, I would need to see what experiment, what thing you got to show me that these objects aren't moving. Because I actually read the book on orbital mechanics, and in the book it clearly states that from the satellite's point of view, the satellite's moving, not the Earth.
Okay. So if you read the book on orbital mechanics, you also know that objects that are in orbit at different distances from the object they're orbiting will have different tangent velocities depending on their distance away from it. Right?
Were you talking about satellites still or something else?
Yes, satellites. So an object...
Yeah, the higher you go away from the Earth, it'd have to be moving faster each time to keep it up.
No, backwards. The farther away it is, the slower it rotates.
To maintain that same speed around.
No, it doesn't. They don't maintain the same speed around. The closer an object is to the object it's orbiting, the faster it moves.
Prove it.
I mean, you just have to play.
Merle, if you don't accept the premise, that's fine. You don't have to.
You can't prove it.
Yeah, I would say I didn't read the whole book. I just there's a
Of course you do.
Okay, Crit.
Yeah.
Don't say you read the book if you didn't read the book.
Okay, for crying out loud. Okay, what I did was I basically I have Kindle Unlimited, and this is going back some time now. This guy was talking about that if flat earthers understood orbital mechanics. So I said, sure. Well, we both pick a chapter, and because he had the book in hand. So then I said, I'll download it on Kindle Unlimited, pick a chapter, we'll both read it, and then just answer questions back and forth of each other and see how it works out. And the first problem was his edition was like edition 13, and I had downloaded edition like 26 or something like that. But then once we sorted that out, then after that, after I had it for a while, I read the one chapter, and I started paging through and just picking out parts that looked interesting. I didn't actually read cover to cover. I mean, the book is like 1,000 pages long.
That's fine, Crit. So here's the short of what I wanted to say. It seems like you don't understand the difference between different types of satellites. And one of the things that makes one satellite different from another is how far away it's orbiting. And because the farther away an object's orbit is, the slower it orbits, there is a perfect distance where the object that's orbiting the Earth will orbit at the same exact rate that the Earth itself is rotating. And therefore, it will appear as though it is not moving relative to the Earth's surface at all. And that is what a geostationary satellite is, because it's orbiting at the same rate the Earth spins and does not appear to move.
It's theoretical.
It's a little more than theoretical, but I understand you just are rejecting the entire premise, Marl. There is no need for you to say anything.
But it's theoretical. It's theoretical physics.
Honestly, Lewis will probably tell you this too. But the best way to get an intuition about this is to actually play around with games or simulations that deal with this exact kind of physics, because he's right about
have you heard of Universe Sandbox?
Yes.
Universe Sandbox.
Or I mean that can be daunting or something, and then there's Kerbal Space Program, but then there's an app on your phone. There's a game on your phone called Space Flight Simulator.
It's not daunting. You have one planetary body called the Earth.
Well, that's not
distinct
Universal
movements.
Space Program, though. Universal Space
It has
Program
distinct
has the whole universe.
movements and motions. You guys talk about the Earth.
I thought you thought the Earth was stationary, Mel.
You guys talk about the Earth and space like it's this inconceivable thing for a flat earther to
Merle, I was only
conceive.
talking about the program.
Well, Merle, to be frank, when you guys talk about what you think it is, it seems like you have an ill-conceived idea of what it is.
What?
Right, you present it as inconceivable.
No, it's not hard. What's so difficult about a planet in a solar system orbiting the sun? What's complicated
for
about
the
that?
last 18 months, almost every day, I've explained to you that the center of the Earth is where things are falling to, not the South Pole. But you haven't grasped that, have you? So,
it's not that I can't. It's not that I. It's not that I can't grasp it though. That's where your misunderstanding is. They're basic concepts.
That's the act that you put on, that this is something that you just don't understand and needs to be explained to you.
No, they're basic concepts. It's just like a roof of a house is the top of the house, and where you enter the door that's like at the bottom of the house. And if you go down the stairs, you're in the basement. They're
I
easy
understand how
concepts.
houses work, Mel. This is
Right.
talking about.
So the Earth is a house where we all live.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's where we all live.
Oh my god.
It's a house in space. It's our home.
Swoop?
No, it's a ball. It's a giant ball in space.
A giant ball that's our home.
Merle, you don't understand it, and you pretend like you do. And that's why it always seems like we think you don't understand it, because we don't think you do.
It's such a hard concept to understand.
No, it's not. It's difficult for you, evidently.
No.
We'll test it again, Mel. Are you in the universe?
Have you got spliff and tobacco today?
I do. Do you
Nice
want to answer
one.
my question?
Listen, if you really want to do it, let's do it.
Are
Okay?
you in the universe?
So, we've got a solar system, okay? How many planets are in the solar system?
8.
Okay, so we're the third rock from the sun, right? Rock being the interesting part. And the rock is covered in
the
water.
third house from the sun. I thought we were a house.
Okay, well...
Are we a rock now?
Well, it depends what you want to call it.
In rock. What is your interest in rock, Merle?
We're rocking in
There is
space.
Townhouse.
It's not hard, though.
How about
I mean-
I'm townhouse crackers.
I mean, you know, yeah, we're in space and there's stars and we're the main act.
But are you in the universe, Mel?
I don't think so.
Is space in the universe?
No, it's called the sky. But no one knows how big it is.
It's called the sky.
It is called the sky.
There you go. Space is not in the universe. What do you do with that?
Well, you pack up your shit and leave, I guess. Go somewhere with space.
If you're in the heliocentric model, yes, you're in the universe. Yes, you're in space. And yes, you're hurtling through it. If you're not, where are you?
No, you're still in space. And the universe would still have space. So
the flat Earth's like a frisbee floating in space.
no, it's an imaginary concept.
So what would it be if it was real? Would it be in space?
There would still be space.
So the flat Earth would be a frisbee in space.
Well, let me ask you this, Merle. If there's no space, how does it exist?
Well, you're on the ground.
Mm-hmm. And what does the ground take up?
That's your reality. You live on the ground.
What does the atmosphere take up?
So what's the real question is, what's the Earth connected to? Because it would have to be.
I don't
right?
know. That wasn't your question. Was would there be space? And the answer is well, yeah. Things exist in space.
So what kind of space are you talking about? Are you talking about like space, like to put up a suburb or a Walmart? Is that what you mean? Car park, that kind of space, or outer space?
Well, outer space is still space.
Well, there's different kinds of space, right?
No. There's
between your ears.
this concept you have that somehow the flat Earth would be a finite amount of space, which you wouldn't be in a position to possibly know. And then there's the other idea that there's infinite amounts of space, and we don't know what's out there. And I think that's a more realistic approach to go with.
Why?
Because it doesn't put a boundary on reality.
So reality has no boundaries.
Not that we know of.
then why is every aspect of Earth limited land and resources?
Because the Earth has a finite size, Merle.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So what's outside of it? What's it connected to?
Well, it's floating through space.
Oh, you're still thinking the Earth's a globe. It's hard for you to think of something else, isn't it?
Well, you started questioning, your line of questioning started in the idea that, well, what if the Earth's flat? What then? And then you changed over to more of, what do I actually think about reality? So that's why my responses kind of went along with the way your questions were formed.
Okay, so just for clarity, do you think that that's what the flat Earth is, Lewis?
I think do I think that what is what the flat Earth is?
I posted a picture in the chat and highlighted your name.
Oh, I probably have you blocked. Hang on.
Lewis, you're scared. You're scared,
No,
Lewis.
I don't think that's what you think the flat Earth is. I think you don't have a full concept of what the flat Earth would be. You just kind of go, well, water's flat, and that's where my brain stops.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shall we explore that a little bit more?
That's up to you.
So, you've basically got one body of water and land masses. If you go to a travel agency, they'll call it the world map. Now, that's all any human being in the modern world is aware of. What's outside of it is the more interesting part, because if the Earth isn't a globe, it has to be situated and positioned somewhere, does it not? We also observe a sun and a moon, celestial bodies, luminaries, and constellations, and things like the Pleiades,
All pointing
star
towards the globe.
clusters.
Okay, so where is this, your brain going more than, oh, water is flat, so this whole thing is just flat, and my mind has no thoughts about anything else?
Well, if you look at, again, this image, so don't look at the sphere, just look at the square, like the plane. So where, if you can see that, the plane is in a garden, and the garden is in someone's house, and then that house is in a suburb, and then that suburb is in a city, and then that city is in a country, and then that country is part of...
I'm gonna ramble on for an hour.
And you
So,
think
so it's like a Russian doll? It has to be somewhere.
Yeah, and you think all of it's flat because water is flat. Right? That's the entirety of your thought process, Merle.
No, there's water and there's land. That's it. You've got two options.
Yes.
You're talking to a psycho.
Merle, my conception of your thought process was correct.
Matryoshka.
So hold on. Is Merlin asking what Lewis thinks that Merlin believes about the flat Earth?
Basically.
Okay.
So where am I wrong in saying that the Earth?
Wait, hold on, Merlin.
is
How about
land
instead
and
of
water?
asking Lewis what he thinks you believe, why don't you just tell everybody what you actually fucking believe?
Oh, just
Well-
let it flow.
Well, the Earth is land and water. It's not the sky.
Oh shit. Holy fuck, that is so profound. My mind is just blown.
So why?
Okay,
It's
Mr.
annoying.
Super Guy.
So why do the heliocentrists look at the sky then when we're trying to figure out what the Earth is?
Because we're interested in what the sky is.
You can tell a lot about the Earth by looking up, actually.
Aren't you interested
pretty
in
cool.
what the Earth really is?
Well,
and you can
there's
tell a lot
entire
about the
other
Earth. Like I
bodies
said,
of science dedicated to looking at what the Earth might be, Merle. It's not
Yeah.
like we're just looking up, and that's the entirety of human activity.
yeah, like if you want to be really crude about it, you've got some scientists looking up, some of them looking down. You know, the entirety of the scientific establishment is not like astronomy.
The entirety of the scientific
All right,
establishment
yeah,
is not an
I'm not
Antarctica.
gonna. You go ahead.
It's
Got
it's
your eyes
almost
closed to
like
Antarctica, man.
it's almost like it's too simple, like to even like address.
Before you go, Lewis, I was going to see if there's any updates with your fucking bot, but obviously
With my what?
your bot, the
Oh, yeah. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I've got an idea of where it needs to go and how I'm going to do it, but I haven't found the motivation to actually do it yet. So
yeah, I feel you, man.
not
Yeah, I wanna
really.
talk
There
to
aren't
that
really
sometime.
any updates. Today I tried to day trade with the Ameritrade scanner, not day trade, paper trade, and I'm not prepared to do that. Not mentally, and my skills
paper to
using
do
the
it.
app are not proficient. So there's no
Are
way
you
I
trading in stocks?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's working on a bot as well. I'm curious about those bots because I'm just curious about the kind of data that it obviously is going to look at the trends and things like that. But I'm wondering about ones that look at that scan even like news, news articles or like up to date news. Yeah.
You working on one of those like high volume trading bots?
No. It's a scanner. It's just a screener. It goes through all the stock symbols, enters them into a API. I'm using the API for Ameritrade, and that sends me a whole bunch of data on each one of the stocks, and then I filter that data based on what I want the stocks I'm going to be trading to have, different characteristics. I want them to have high amounts of volume, high relative volume. I want them to be in a certain price range. I want there's a whole bunch of characteristics I'm looking for. So I filter all of the results and then display all of those results in an Excel file.
Purpose is for like day trading, like
Yeah,
for
the
instantaneous.
purpose of the screener is to find stocks that are eligible for me to trade.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
What the hell? Okay, hold on. What the hell does day trading actually mean?
Day trading is where you buy and sell stocks and have all your positions closed